Hello, my name is Ralf Friedrichs. I'm an addiction recovery coach and the host of the Take Your Life Back Today show. As an addiction recovery coach, I want to share something very important with you. I want to share this little story about a person that was buried alive, but she was not dead. Just imagine being buried alive. You're in the coffin, but you know you're not dead. You don't know how to open the coffin, so you push on the lid, but you can't because the weight of the dirt is keeping the lid from opening. But you also think about banging on the coffin so that maybe you can unsettle the ground, the dirt that's sitting on top of the lid. And maybe, just maybe, someone on top might notice and dig their way down to help you. That is what it's like to find yourself at the lowest point of alcohol and drug addiction. You know you need help. You know you can't do it on your own, but you don't know where to turn. In reality, there are probably people standing by your grave, but you don't know that. You just think, today, you will die. Usually, though, people don't think about death when they're habitually abusing drugs and alcohol. In order to feed an addiction, you have to be great at repressing the fear of death. I often ask you, my audience, did it ever cross your mind when you were abusing drugs and alcohol that maybe, just maybe, you might take something that was preciously given to you by the Lord Jesus Christ, your life, not just away from you, but from your loved ones and your family? With this, I leave one last thought with you. Don't be the person that's laying in this coffin alive, now looking to reach out for help when it probably is too late. Instead, be the person that reaches out while you still can. There is no shame in reaching out to people like me at 844-405-HELP. That's 844-405-HELP, and let me help you take your life back. Because, folks, I am telling you this right now. If you don't have the courage, the power to seek help while you can, you will end up like this person, and it will be too late. So please, have no shame. I didn't have shame when I came and said I needed help. Reach out to people like me at 844-405-HELP and let me help take your life back before your life is gone. And there are other people like Larry Geis from the Geis Academy. You can find him at 516-458-2741. That's 516-458-2741. Larry Geis is like I am, an addiction recovery coach, a life coach with over 30 years experience. You can Google him at www.odysseyconsultant.org. Larry Geis will help you from your addiction to your recovery, from your depression to happier times, from your low self-esteem to higher self-esteem. Larry Geis will help you throughout your recovery. Larry Geis will teach you how to live a life in sobriety. Larry Geis will be there to listen, for you to lean on as a crutch. Reach out to him at 516-458-2741. Larry Geis from the Geis Academy. Let Larry help take back your life. If your video seems to be a little blurry, it's not the video quality. It's the quality and the effectiveness of your glasses. Please go to www.globaleyeglasses.com and let them focus on saving you money. When I took Global Eyeglasses on and started doing commercials for them over a year or so ago, I said to myself, the reason I'm doing this is that you, my customer, my audience, will be able to see my videos better if you have glasses that are more effective. And being that I have over 30 years experience in the optometry business, I knew by doing the commercials and for you to call me, I'd be able to assist you. So give me a call at 631-599-0218. Go to www.globaleyeglasses.com. They have over 1,200 frames, plastic, metal, half frames, full frames, no frames at all. They have lenses like no-line bifocals, line bifocals, photochromatic, transitions, polarized lenses. They have anti-reflecting coating, scratch coating, UV coating. They have thinner lenses. They have shatterproof lenses. This is all available at globaleyeglasses.com. Please give me a call at 631-599-0218, and if you need help placing your order, I will help guide you towards the right frame, the right lenses, and by calling in, I'll give you a code that you can use when you go back online to check out for free shipping. Give me a call at 631-599-0218 and go to www.globaleyeglasses.com. Let them focus on saving you money so you can focus on seeing my videos better. Today we're going to talk about 7 major airlines that do not serve alcohol. Folks, for all you sober people out there, whether we go to Applebee's or we go to a club, it's always a tempting situation when you see other people drinking alcohol. No matter how long you've been sober, it could be tempting. The good thing about going all these places is you're able to walk away, but when you're on a plane, 9 out of 10 times, you will have someone sitting next to you, and that person might start drinking. And where are you going to go when you're 33,000 feet up in the air? You have no place to go. So, with that said, I want to talk to you about 7 major airlines that don't serve alcohol, so you will never get in that predicament. These flights have a no booze policy. To meet the demand of customers, most major airlines serve or allow passengers to consume alcohol on board. However, there are 7 major airlines that do not serve alcohol on board or even allow its passengers to consume their own during the flight, with some adjustments related to the policy in a few airlines. Now keep in mind that most of these are Middle Eastern airlines, so it really doesn't help you if you're flying here domestically. But my recommendation for you might be to, try to get an aisle seat. That way you can walk away while they're drinking, or try to fly first class if you can afford it. Emergency exits also are usually good because you have a lot more room to get out and walk away. But here are the airlines. Saudi Airlines is number 1. Due to the Islamic law, Sharia, alcohol is forbidden in Saudi Arabia. Therefore, Saudi Arabian Airlines does not serve alcohol on board or allow its passengers to consume alcohol during the flight or even to bring along their own liquor. Not only that, most airlines do not serve alcohol on their flights to and from Saudi Arabia because of the country's law and policy. According to Saudi Arabian Airlines website, alcohol is especially harmful to proper hydration. Not a problem, as this is not served on board. However, passengers will be able to enjoy several course meals depending on the destination, as well as free flow of non-alcoholic juices, soft drinks, diet drinks, and hot drinks. This is Saudi Arabia Airlines. Next one is Kuwait Airways. Kuwait Airways is similar to Saudi Arabian Airlines. Alcohol is not served in flights, and passengers are not allowed to carry it along or consume their own liquors on board. However, what Kuwait Airways has to offer in terms of food is quite impressive. Passengers have the ability to choose from bland, diabetic, low gluten, vegetarian meals, and also a wide range of other options from their menu. Number 3 is Pakistan International Airlines. Similar to the previous 2 airlines we just discussed, Pakistan International Airlines, otherwise known as PIA, does not serve alcohol on board or even allow its passengers to consume it due to the Islamic law Sharia. However, passengers are allowed to carry along their own liquor. Serving alcohol was previously allowed on PIA flights up until the 70s, when alcohol was banned in Pakistan. The airline, however, offers a wide range of what has been described by PIA as culinary delights to please every palate to satisfy their customers. Next airline, number 4, is Royal Brunei Airlines. Royal Brunei Airlines, as the other flights in the last on this list, has a no booze policy on all its flights. The airline does not serve alcohol, but people who bring their own can consume it before landing in Brunei. The remaining liquor will be taken away once the plane lands. In terms of food, the airline offers a variety of tasty culinary solutions to suit its passengers' special dietary requirements. Number 5, Iran Air. As a national carrier for Iran, the Islamic nation, Iran Air does not serve alcohol on its flights it operates. Also, women are obligated to wear the head cover once they land in Iran. Just a tip, this airline is widely known as a not being on-time airline, therefore you may want to consider other options while traveling. Number 6 is Egypt Air. Egypt Air also does not serve alcohol on all its flights. However, Passengers can bring their own liquor on board and consume or transport them. Depending on the destination, Egypt Air sometimes offers alcohol on board, such as flights to the U.S. When I got, this is coming from somebody who wrote this, when I got to know that Egypt Air does not serve alcohol on board, I was quite surprised because alcohol is available everywhere in Egypt. So I do not quite understand why it is not allowed on national carrier, but I can understand because it cuts down on a possible violence, in-air violence. Last but not least is Rayani Air. Rayani Air is a new Malaysian budget airline based in Langkawi that started its operations 2014. This airline is considered to be the fourth airline in the world to impose the application of Sharia compliance to its Muslim cabin crews besides Saudi Airlines, Iran Air, and Royal Brunei Airlines. The airline does not serve alcohol or pork on board. Currently, the airline is operating only domestic flights, but the owner has planned to start overseas flights by next year. And when I say domestic, that would be domestic for Malaysia. These 7 airlines do not serve alcohol. So for you folks that do a lot of traveling towards the Middle East or in the Middle East, remember they do not serve alcohol. I can just tell you this, that if you go out to a bar, a club like Applebee's, or you go to a function, a wedding, you're able to walk around to get away from the alcohol if you're living a life of sobriety, as I am. However, if you're in the air and you're in the middle or sitting at the window and someone is popping the vodka after vodka and you are trying to live your life in sobriety, it might become a trigger or a stressor for you. Therefore, if you are in an airline that serves alcohol, you might want to do what I do, and that is to either A, get an aisle seat so you can get up and walk away, B, get an emergency seat that has more room so you can constantly get up without interrupting your neighbors, or C, go first class. But if you're going on one of these airlines, which I'll give you the names again, you don't need to worry about that. Number 1 was Saudi Airlines. They don't serve alcohol. What they do is they go by the Sharia law. Number 2 is Kuwait Airlines. Now, these 2 airlines serve unbelievable amount of food. But both of these also, you cannot even carry on alcohol. And you have Pakistan International Airlines, similar to the 2 previous ones, but you are allowed to bring your own liquor. However, if you don't consume it all by the end of your flight and you're ready to walk into Pakistan off the flight, you will have to dump it. Number 4 was Royal Brunei Airlines. This is an airlines that is a no booze policy on all its flights. Again, the remaining liquor, you're allowed to bring liquor in, but the remaining liquor needs to be confiscated at the end of the flight. Iran Air, which is also a no booze policy, and just a heads up, with Iran Air, they are known, I repeat, they are known to be late 99% of the time, so you might want to look into a different airline. Egypt Air. Egypt Air also does not serve alcohol on its flights. However, passengers can bring their own liquors on board and consume or transport it. Transporting means you can go take it into Egypt depending on the destination. Egypt Air sometimes offers alcohol on board, especially flights from, let's say, Cairo to the U.S. When I got to hear that Egypt Air does not serve alcohol on board, I was quite surprised because alcohol is available everywhere in Egypt. So I do not quite understand why it's not allowed. But after thinking about it, I said to myself, there has to be, the only logical reason would be to cut down on in-flight abuse or violence. Last but not least was Rayani Air. Rayani Air is a new Malaysian budget airline based in Langkawi that started its operations in 2014. The airline is considered to be the fourth airline in the world to impose application of Sharia compliance to the Muslim cabin crews besides Saudi Airlines, Iran Air, and Royal Brunei Airlines. The airline does not serve alcohol or pork on board. Currently, the airline is operating domestically in Malaysia only, but are looking into going internationally. Folks, it's always tough when you're living a life of sobriety. The temptations, the triggers, the stresses might always be there. Cut down on it by picking the right airlines, picking the right seat, picking the right places the hotels that you're going to. Make sure that when you rent a room, you would always ask so you don't end up with a little liquor cabinet that they always put in these rooms. So anything to cut down on the temptation is always beneficial for a person that lives in sobriety, that lives a life of recovery for life. These are the airlines. I hope it was a pleasant surprise to hear some of these. It's unfortunate we don't have more here domestically. I wish we would, but everything is money driven, and the airlines would lose so much money if they were not able to charge you $5 for a shot of vodka. You know, it is tough, but we choose the life of living, or we should choose living the life of sobriety. That's our choice. And with that choice comes responsibilities. With that choice comes temptations that we need to learn to live with. I hope, no matter where you watched me today, that this was a beneficial segment. I hope you have the best day of your life, but I hope that you all have the most sober rest of your life possible, and may God bless each and every one of you. Take care.